This is the MMA Brief Podcast, recapping the world of mixed martial arts every single week, with your host, Brandon Johansson.
Welcome back to the MMA Brief Podcast, episode 30, recapping Bellator's Madison Square Garden debut and UFC Fight Night 112 from Oklahoma City. An unusual weekend in mixed martial arts, but we're going to start with the co-main event of Spike TV's Bellator 180, where James Gallagher ran through Chinzo Machida, picking up the win in round 1 by rear naked choke. In the future bout of Bellator 180, Phil Davis tasted defeat at the hands of Ryan Darth Bader for the second time in his career. It wasn't a great fight, but Bader got the split decision and captured Bellator's light heavyweight belt in the process. To kick off the pay-per-view, dubbed Bellator NYC, Douglas Lima defended his welterweight title against promotional newcomer Lorenz Larkin. Douglas Lima vs. Rory McDonald is now the fight to make. Period. Zach Freeman derailed the hype train that was Aaron Pico in the first round by Darce choke. In 24 seconds, Pico was making his MMA debut, transitioning from a freestyle wrestling and boxing background. Posted pictures, other people claiming that he was going to be the future champ, way too much pressure, starts his pro career 0-1. Michael Chandler suffered a self-inflicted injury in the first round of his title fight against undefeated Brent Primus. Stepping backwards, Chandler twisted his ankle up, and it was obvious he was hurt, while Brent Primus hunted for the finish. Michael Chandler persevered despite having only one working foot and actually dropped the challenger. Shortly after, the ref stopped the fight to have the doctors look at Michael Chandler's foot. Shocker. New York fucked up again. There are no injury timeouts in MMA. During this break in the action, Chandler sat on the stool while the medical professionals tried to determine the severity of his injury. He stood up and said he was good to go, and right then, someone removed the stool from underneath him. He sat back down and crashed to the mat. Simultaneously, the referee waved off the fight. Brent Primus vs. Michael Chandler 2 is absolutely the fight to make. Matt Mitrione scored the biggest win of his career when he flatlined Fedor Emelianenko. They kind of felt each other out for about a minute or so. They threw right hands at the same time, both connected, and both got dropped. Double knockdown. Matt Mitrione recovered quicker and pounced on the last Emperor for the round 1 KO victory. Chael P. Sonnen defeated Vanderlei Silva by takedown. Sonnen got rocked and dropped in round 2, but he recovered and cruised to the win. UFC Fight Night 112 took place on Sunday from Oklahoma City. In the first fight of the main card on FS1, Dennis Siver picked up the majority decision win over the prodigy BJ Penn. BJ knocked down Siver in round 2 with an uppercut, but couldn't get the finish, and he appeared to gas at the same time that Siver started pouring it on. Felice Herrig picked up her third straight win against previously undefeated Justine Kish. Unfortunately for Felice, her win is overshadowed by the fact that Kish shit herself mid-fight. Kish owned up to the brown stains left on the mat by saying, "Hey, shit happens." For the 4th time in his UFC career, Johnny Hendricks missed weight. The former 170-pound champion weighed in at 188 pounds for his middleweight fight versus Tim Boesch. It didn't matter much as the Barbarian hurt Johnny Hendricks with a head kick in round 1, which led to the TKO finish. In somewhat fitting fashion, Kevin Lee defeated Michael Chiesa by rear naked choke in the very first round of their main event fight. Referee Mario Yamasaki waved off and broke up the choke before Chiesa had tapped or napped. He was still awake, and Michael Chiesa was really angry at the decision by the referee. Dana White was also not pleased with the judgment call and took to Instagram to flame Mario Yamasaki. Kevin Lee thought the stoppage was just and seemed unfazed by any controversy. Top lightweight Tony Ferguson was working as an analyst during the FS1 post-fight show, and he had a brief interview with Kevin Lee. Trash talk ensued, and a fight was born. Kevin Lee versus El Kukui Tony Ferguson in Detroit, December 2nd. Let's make it happen. Thank you for listening. Peace.